Have you been eating less and working out more, but still not seeing the toned hourglass body you actually want to have? Trust me, I've been there. I spent years thinking a calorie deficit and endless workouts was how I was gonna get the body of my dreams, but I was totally wrong. I didn't need to eat less and work out more. I needed to eat more and work out less. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but in today's video, I'm gonna break down the top 10 lessons I have learned in the last decade on my fitness journey that finally got me the lean, toned, feminine hourglass body of my dreams so that you too can get there so much faster and easier. So let's get into it. Lesson number 1. I spent the first 6 years of my fitness journey working out 6 days a week, tracking my food meticulously, getting in all my protein, and for all that effort, I still felt like I looked sort of soft and small instead of toned and shapely the way that I wanted to be. It was so weird to me because I thought I was doing everything right, because all the advice you hear online says lift heavy weights, progressively overload, eat your protein, and be in a calorie deficit, which was all the things that I was doing. And don't get me wrong, I looked okay, but I was genuinely so confused why I did not look so much more toned, so much more defined and shapely for all of that time and energy. Fast forward to now, and in just the last 2 years, I have finally gotten the sexy, toned, feminine hourglass body of my dreams that I always wanted. But in order to get it, I had to do the total opposite. I stopped constantly trying to just be in a calorie deficit and obsess over fat loss, and instead I've started to prioritize being outside a calorie deficit and really focusing on muscle gain. And that is how I finally transformed from sort of soft, mushy, and shapeless to finally getting toned, snatched, and defined how I'd always wanted. So lesson number 1 is, if you want to have that sexy, toned, feminine hourglass shape, you need to focus on also building muscle and not just losing body fat. Lesson number 2. Have you ever wondered why the advice of just eat in a calorie deficit has maybe gotten you kind of smaller, but it hasn't really gotten you so toned, defined, and shapely? Yep. I wondered the same. I couldn't understand how I could be pushing myself so hard in the gym, so many days per week, and eating all my protein, only to still feel like I pretty much had a pancake butt with literally no definition at all on my legs. Well, it turns out the shape, tone, and definition you want to see comes from you adding muscle tissue onto your body. Where I went wrong, and where nearly every woman goes wrong, is falling into the fat loss trap, where you think that so long as you take fat off your body, you're magically going to have this insane physique to reveal underneath once the fat is gone. But here's the problem. If you are always in a calorie deficit, that means you are not really able to build much muscle tissue, and it's the muscle that gives you that smooth, firm, tight look that you actually want to have. And the reason you can't build much muscle in a calorie deficit is because you're literally in a deficit of energy. So since you are negative calories, how could you possibly create something new on your body, a new tissue that is not there right now? So since you're always in that deficit, you're not building any more muscle, and that's exactly why you're winding up with that soft, flabby look instead of that toned, snatched, defined look that I know you really want to have. So lesson number 2 is, you cannot build the muscle tone you want if you are always in a calorie deficit. Lesson number 3. Here is a picture of one of our clients who's 49 years old, 5'3", about to turn 50, and this is the transformation she got in just her first 6 months of working with us one-to-one in our online coaching program. As you can see, her thighs slimmed down and her waist got way tighter with visible defined abs. So immediately what most women would think is, oh, she obviously must have been in a calorie deficit to achieve those results, right? Because she looks more lean and more toned. Wrong. She did not go into a calorie deficit for those results. She actually got more lean, more toned and defined by increasing her food instead of decreasing it. When she first joined the program, she was just like every other woman who thought that so long as she kept her calories low, that would magically take the fat off and reveal this sexy physique underneath, but instead it was keeping her kind of soft and flabby. She was only averaging about 1,600 calories a day. So instead, what we did was we focused on gradually increasing her food via a reverse diet so that her body would adapt and start burning more calories 24/7 on autopilot. And also we paired this with good quality training so she would have the resources to build the muscle tissue that was going to actually make her look more lean and toned the way that she wanted to be. So the magic formula for adding more of that sexy muscle tissue onto your body is doing the right training. It's so important that you're doing good quality workouts and then that you're pairing that with eating a little bit more food gradually bit by bit over time so that the food is actually going to be used to build more muscle. So lesson number 3 is that you can actually get lean and toned without a calorie deficit whatsoever just by doing a well-executed reverse diet with good quality training. Lesson number 4, back when I was constantly in a calorie deficit and obsessing over fat loss, I really felt like there was only 2 modes that I could be in. I was either being good and I was meticulously tracking every single thing I had, really sticking to my calorie deficit, constantly working out, and really just completely obsessing over every single detail of it. Or I was on the opposite end and I was being bad because it felt too difficult to sustain and I would fall off. I would want to go eat out for the weekend and then I just felt like everything went out the window. As you can imagine, this not only made it very difficult for me to actually get any sustainable results, but it was also just genuinely exhausting. But at the time, I thought that this was the only option if I wanted to be fit. Thank goodness I figured out the truth because now I so easily maintain a way more toned, way more shapely and defined body than I had back then. And I do it with way more flexibility. Because I have put on more muscle and I've gotten my body adapted to burning more calories, this means it's much easier for me to actually maintain my physique. When you put on that muscle and you get the fast metabolism, you don't just lose it overnight, it is really a permanent transformation. So this means that so long as the vast majority of the time you keep some consistency to your training, to your nutrition, then it is really easy for you to take vacations, to go out to eat on the weekends, to enjoy yourself and still really easily maintain your results because you have all that muscle, because you have the fast metabolism. I literally go on vacations several times per year where I eat whatever I want. I'm not necessarily spending that much time in the gym. And honestly, I still look and feel exactly the same when I get back. I mean, maybe I'm a tiny bit bloated or whatnot, but that goes away in like a day or two and then boom, I'm right back to where I started. So lesson number 4 is that prioritizing muscle gain instead of always chasing fat loss is how you're going to easily sustain your dream results for good. Lesson number 5, back when I felt more skinny, fat, and shapeless, even though I thought I was pushing myself hard in the gym, I really wasn't actually giving as much effort as I should have. For example, the workout program I would be following would say that, okay, this set is 8 to 12 reps. So what I would do is as soon as I got to rep 12, I would finish the set even if I had more in me to give. I thought that I was just supposed to follow the instructions as listed out exactly as they were, and I didn't really understand that muscle growth was going to happen as a result of me giving my muscles a reason to grow. That meant that I really needed to focus on training very close to failure. So just because the workout program said do 8 to 12 reps didn't necessarily mean that I should stop at rep 12 if rep 12 literally wasn't, maybe 1 rep away from true failure. Once I changed this perspective and realized that the rep range is just a suggestion of the weight you should be using and the intensity you should be lifting at, that is when I started to get so much more out of my workouts. I started to push myself way harder, get to the point where the exercise was feeling really difficult and really uncomfortable, and still go past that. Honestly, I cannot stress this enough that one of the primary reasons that women are not getting the toned, shapely body they want is because they are training so far from failure, it is not even funny. If you want to add on that muscle tissue, yes, you need to be eating enough, but don't forget that eating alone doesn't convert over to muscle. The muscle grows when you give your body a really challenging resistance and really challenging stimulus, and then it takes the food and utilizes that for the growth of the muscle tissue. So lesson number 5 is make every set in the gym count. Push yourself past the point where it feels comfortable and really give your muscles a reason to grow. Lesson number 6. I used to think that surely if I wanted to get better results, then I should just work out more, right? So that's what I did. Lifting heavy 5 days a week, 2 to 3 HIIT sessions a week, and then on top of that, I was also walking a ton. And again, this did make me lose some weight. This did make me get small and maybe get a little bit of definition, but it was certainly far from the really sculpted, sexy, shapely hourglass body I really wanted to have and was confused why I wasn't getting. Well, it turns out that building muscle is not about how much you work out. It's about how well you work out. Muscle growth doesn't happen from just a ton of activity. Muscle growth happens when you target the muscles you desire to grow with the right intensity, the right range of motion, the right execution, and really give them a reason to grow. So this is why there are so many women, probably yourself watching this, who feel like they work out all the time, but they don't actually look toned from it. And that's because you can be exercising, but it doesn't mean that you're actually doing anything that's going to make your muscles grow. And generally speaking, if you are exercising too often, you are probably way underdoing what your body is actually capable of, because you're really just filling your workouts with what's called junk volume, meaning you're doing a bunch of stuff, but it's not really pushing your muscles and thereafter needing you to recover and rest. So a lot of the time, it's actually going to be better if you work out a little bit less, but really make your sessions count. And honestly, this should be great news to those of you who are really busy and think that you don't have the time, because you really don't actually need that much time in the gym to get a great result. You really just need to focus on the quality of what you're doing. For example, this is my client Bethany, who you can see got an insane transformation working with me one-to-one, literally totally night and day body. So when she first came to me, she was working out 5 days a week, but she was just doing random workouts at home with dumbbells. She really had no idea what she was doing. And then I got her to go down to just 4 workouts a week, but we switched it up. I got her to go to an actual gym, and I really taught her about how to train properly, how to really challenge her muscles and push herself in her workouts. So a big part of our online one-to-one program is that our clients record themselves doing the exercises and send it back every single week for feedback so that we can really work on the quality of what they're doing. Because again, it is how well you execute the exercise that is going to determine the results you get. So that's what Bethany did, sending in lots of forum videos. And honestly, in the beginning, she was really intimidated by the gym. She felt really uncomfortable. Her training was really not good, but bit by bit through the revision, she started to really get strong. She started to understand how to push herself, and boom, she ended up going from a mom pooch and kind of just feeling really skinny fat to having snatched abs and the toned, sculpted lower body of her dreams. So lesson number 6 is make your workouts count. Focus on the quality of what you do, not just the quantity. Lesson number 7. The first time I ever really saw a huge difference happen to my physique was the year after I hired my first professional fitness coach. And what we did was, in the course of that year, it was 2023, the first 6 months I did my first ever intentional muscle building phase. Meaning, this was the first time I was ever intentionally not eating in a calorie deficit and actually eating to increase my maintenance level and even go into a little bit of a calorie surplus. Now, naturally, this freaked me out because I had avoided this for so many years before, but this is why having the one-to-one coaching guidance really was so important for me, because I had to be reassured and really explained exactly how to do it right through the process. And then after 6 months of focusing on increasing my calories by almost 1,000 calories a day, we then went into a cutting phase, into a calorie deficit, so I could focus on fat loss. But now there were 2 things that were really different about this phase. Number 1, this was the first time that my calorie deficit was at a much higher calorie intake, because before going into the deficit, I had got my body adapted to burning a lot more calories. So now I was able to cut on like 2,000 calories a day instead of on 1,600, which of course, if you can eat more and still lose body fat from it, that is always going to be more enjoyable, more sustainable, and effective. And then the second thing, and this is the big one, is that this time when I took off the body fat, I looked like a whole new person for the first time in my life, because I had taken the time to do the muscle building phase and actually put on the muscle tissue by training hard and eating enough. when it came time to take off the body fat, I actually had a whole new body underneath to reveal. This was the first time I ever really saw shapely toned leg definition, and I was absolutely ecstatic about it. So lesson number 7 is, there is a time and a place to go into a calorie deficit, but it should only ever happen after you have spent at least some time in a reverse diet, working on muscle building and also increasing your metabolism so that your calorie deficit is going to have something to reveal and it's going to work so much better and easier for you than it would have otherwise. Lesson number 8. This is our client Leslie, who is 47 years old, and as you can see, she has gotten an absolutely insane transformation over the last 9 months of coaching one-to-one with us. She has not only lost 21 pounds, which is a really significant amount, but as you can see, she has gotten some chiseled defined abs, she's really slimmed down her thighs, and she has eliminated the cellulite on her glutes and legs. Now, the way that Leslie was able to do this was, of course, number 1, focusing on the quality of her training by sending in exercise forum videos and really improving with what she was doing in her workouts. But secondly, is that we focused on doing different phases of building your body. At first, we did a reverse diet, of course, so that she would actually have the resources to put on some muscle and, most importantly, speed up her metabolism by getting her body adapted to burning a higher amount of calories. So she went from 2,000 calories a day up to 2,400 calories a day, and she actually did lose a little bit of weight already in this period of time, about 4 pounds down. And then we were in a perfect spot to move into her calorie deficit, into her fat loss phase. And since she had taken the time to reverse, now her fat loss phase went so well, she literally dropped weight like clockwork. She lost another 15 pounds, and the lowest she ever had to go was 1,800 calories. Okay, and now here is the important part. And this is where a lot of people screw up, is they're in a calorie deficit and they never get out of one. They don't understand what to do once you actually achieve the results. Well, what you need to do is you need to reverse diet once again out of your calorie deficit, because you need to get back to maintenance. You need to increase your maintenance calories and actually be able to sustain the weight loss, the fat loss that you achieved in the calorie deficit at a more sustainable, higher intake. So that's what we've been doing with Leslie over the past about 2 months. And now we're back up to 2,000 calories a day. We're definitely going to keep increasing. And actually, since she's been in the reverse diet, she's actually lost another 2 pounds, which just goes to show that she was able to still be losing weight as we're increasing calories because her metabolism is up-regulating. So lesson number 8 is you're going to need to reverse diet once again after you do your fat loss phase so that you're going to be able to maintain the results you achieved in your deficit at a sustainable higher maintenance intake. Lesson number 9, I just showed you what my body looked like after doing my first building phase into the deficit that followed at the end of 2023 versus here, just 2 years later, this is what my body looked like at the end of 2025. You can see that I was able to get so much more shape, so much more tone and definition on my lower body, which of course I have been absolutely ecstatic about. And the reason that that has been able to happen is because over the last 2 years, out of those 24 months from end of 2023 to end of 2025, I only spent 6 months of those 24 months, so 25% of the time, in a calorie deficit, and the other 18 months, 75% of the time, I spent at maintenance, actually working on increasing my maintenance, even going into a slight surplus, aka just really focusing on good training and muscle building. So once you really understand that the gains, the shape and definition happens when you're not cutting, you actually don't want to cut that often. And also it's just more fun and more enjoyable to not be cutting because it's easier to eat more food and to have more flexibility. Now, I know you might be thinking, okay, but what if I have a lot of weight to lose? What if I'm already pretty overweight? Even for overweight people, you should still spend time reverse dieting because it is going to put you into a better position to have a more effective fat loss phase. And also just because you cannot be dieting forever, you do need to take breaks every now and then. Like for example, this is my client Valerie, who lost 40 pounds at 48 years old working with me one-to-one. And this was achieved over the course of 1 year. And about half half that time, we actually increased her calories by 800 calories a day, and she still lost 15 pounds when we did that. And the rest of the time, we then moved into a calorie deficit. She lost the other 25 pounds, but she was able to do that at a higher calorie intake than she would have if we had not done the reverse diet. And then again, because you need to reverse diet after you cut, we then spent a couple of months getting her calories back up to over 2,000 calories a day for her to maintain the 40 pounds down. So lesson number 9 is you should spend at least half the time outside of a deficit as you spend in one, if not even more time than that. Okay, and the last one, lesson number 10. Before I ever hired any professional fitness coaches, I would just make decisions about what I wanted to do with my nutrition and workout program really based off of my emotions. You know, if one day I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh, I feel a little bit fluffy today, then I would just decide, okay, I'm gonna slash some calories, I'm gonna do some more cardio. And it was really just super random. There was no actual logic as to why I was doing what I was doing. And not surprisingly, that is why my results were really mediocre. It wasn't until I started to work with professionals that I realized that there is an actual strategy to getting results and that there is an actual science and math that goes into the decision making. You do not just wing and guess your way through a program. If you want to get the best results possible, if you want to for sure know that you are guaranteed to get a specific outcome, you must have data. If you want to get the best results, you need to actually be tracking the metrics of your body. The best things you should be paying attention to is daily weigh-ins, because what happens with the scale does matter, not in terms of the individual number, but the trend over time is giving you really important feedback about what is happening with your metabolism. The other thing is to be taking weekly progress photos, and also weekly you should be evaluating your hunger levels, your sleep, your stress, your training performance, your menstrual cycle. All of those things need to be taken into consideration to know if it makes sense for you to be in a reverse diet, for how long should you be in one, when should you transition to a cut, when should you finish your cut, when should you be increasing your calories versus decreasing them, is your macro ratio good, is your training appropriate, do you need to change the details of what you're doing, do you need a higher step count, do you need more cardio, do you need less cardio? All of these things are decided based on data. So lesson number 10 is don't wing your way through a program just going on feels. Actually track what's going on with your body and make decisions that are logical based on the feedback your body is giving you. All right, fam, thank you so much for checking out this video. I know that this is a lot of information. I tried to sum up a lot in just a few short points, but of course, if you feel like you've been putting in so much effort and you're just really not seeing the results you want, and you see the transformations that we're getting and you're like, how on earth is that happening? Well, it is because of everything that I just shared in this video. So if you do not want to have to guess and wonder how to get results anymore, if you just want to be guided through it, exactly having everything customized to you specifically, being guided, encouraged, having your hand held through the whole process, that is exactly why we have our online one-to-one coaching program. So if you're interested in seeing if we'd be a good fit, then click on the link in the description, fill out an application. We'd love to chat with you and see if you'd be a good fit for our one-to-one coaching. All right, fam, thank you so much for checking out this video. But in order for this video to make total sense, I want you to go watch this one next, where I'm going to break down in more detail, giving more thorough examples of exactly how using more food is actually going to speed up metabolism, melt the body fat, and build that sexy muscle tone you really want to see. So make sure to go check out this one next.